Blog Talk Radio.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire LCS Hockey.
Dameshek, loves Lemieux, hates Dameshek. Spins a yarn inside, blasts those jerks just like flies. Look out, here comes Dave Dameshek. Is he fast? Not a bit, but he makes up for it with tons of grit. If he's wrong, what's he do? Says he's wrong, like we're back on in two. Hey there goes Dave Dameshek. Cool Cat spelled with K is his fantasy team. When they hit the field, Bill Simmons starts to cry. Dameshek, his best friend in his TV set. Steelers fans since days of old, set up red sleeves, black and gold. Look out, it's Dave Dameshek.
And we're off. It's the only reason I get up in the morning. It's the LCS Hockey Radio Show, brought to you as always by Honest John Churchfield and by the #1 hockey site in all the land, LCSHockey.com. LCS, I got nothing, Mike, though. I didn't write anything up. I was just winging it.
Well, we have a big guest today, hopefully.
Yeah, I can't figure out who it is, though.
Huh. Yeah.
Huh. But anyways, yeah, tonight on the show, Mike, though. Dave Dameshek's supposed to be here tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
He's gonna talk about, I guess we're gonna talk some hockey with him for a little bit, and
a little bit.
Maybe some, who knows? He likes to talk food things, so maybe some food. And then I hear a story that him and John Hamm were caught showering together at one time.
Well, I don't think that's true at all. I don't know if that's. I haven't heard anything like that at all. We'll probably call our buddy the Ed later. Yeah, you got to stay off the TMZ.
Yeah,
it's not good for
bad.
you. No, you let me know the minute the Dave calls in.
I will, because otherwise we don't have anything to really talk about. Because we're 3 hours early.
So keep an eye on that switchboard. Yeah, that's why we had to bump the show up, because of the Dave schedule. He's very busy, and thankfully we're not. So
I'm busy.
No, not really.
I'm smoking cigarettes. I'm watching some NHL show with no sound. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm watching the NHL show as well because it's playoff time, Larry. You excited?
No, not really.
Playoffs start tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get excited anymore, Mike, though. There's just nothing in life that's exciting.
Huh.
Yeah. You ever get fired up about anything, Mike, though?
Yes.
What? Give me
khakis.
one thing.
New khakis.
That is true. Yeah, new khakis.
But I'm excited about the playoffs. Good time. Best time of year, because especially the first round, because it's just great. I remember when I was a kid, you'd watch the Penguins or whatever, and then at night you could watch the. Remember back in the old days, and this is the very old days, they used to do a Wales conference one night, Camel conference the next. Do you remember that, Larry?
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it like that.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
But you'd watch the early game, and then you watch the late game, and it's just tremendous. The first round, it doesn't get any better than that, because there's just hockey on all the time.
Huh.
Great.
Well, yeah, at least, what time they start, 7?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we got an hour to kill before then. Hopefully Dave will be here soon. But before, earlier today, Mike, I was going through, one of my notebooks here, show preparation notebook.
You have show preparation notebooks?
Yeah, I got like 3 or 4 of them. But anyways, I found a list in here. I found a list.
3 or 4 show preparation notebooks?
I do.
All right.
I do. But I found a list in one of my notebooks, and I have no idea what it means. There's like 10 things on this list, and I don't know what we were talking about, like idea-wise, why I wrote these things down. And I thought maybe if I read the list off, you would know where we were going at one point with this show.
Okay.
All right. So here's the list I have. Number 1, talk on phone. Number 2, 250. Number 3, 23. Number 4 was Star Wars. Number 5 was banana. Number 6 was Drums. Number 7 was Grey's Anatomy. Number 8 was Sipowicz. Number 9 was Aerosmith. And number 10 was Nachos. So do you have any idea where that could go? Because I'm clueless. I'm looking through there, and I'm like, what the? I don't even know what any of this means. Why do I have Sipowicz and Aerosmith and Nachos all on the same list?
Well, the strange thing is you have 10 things, right?
Yeah.
Usually we
the top 11.
Yeah, usually we do things in sets of 11. So
yeah. So,
yeah, I don't know what that would be.
All right, well, maybe at number 11 we'll put car seat covers on, and then we'll just call it my top 11 favorite random things.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, because when you're going when you said Aerosmith right away, I'm thinking, things you hate.
Yeah.
And then Nachos, that threw me.
I
You like Nachos.
I love Nachos, and I love Sipowicz.
And the number 23, right?
Yeah, I do love the number 23. Hey, speaking of Sipowicz, Mike Dell, real quick, I finished the Shield up last night. All 7 seasons done in the books, and I got to tell you, man, greatest cop show I've ever seen.
Wow. Well, get ready because next week our pal Pat Piccarelli will be on the show, and he loves the Shield, so you guys can talk about the Shield. Yeah.
So that'll be next week. This week is the Dave.
Theoretically, he will be here at any second.
I think Dave's Ron Tugnutting us there, Mike Dell. I think he's Ron Tugnutting us.
Yeah, for people who are new to the show, we had one of my hockey playing heroes, Ron Tugnut, on, and he was supposed to come on about 3 or 4 different times, and each time he would forget.
Yeah.
So,
which is understandable, of course.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame him at all, but it was quite the running gag that Ron Tugnut wasn't coming on. Yeah. And
then, Brandon has been hi-hatting us recently, and maybe Dave's taken a page out of his book.
Well, Dave could have fallen asleep. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. That is true.
I believe Dave will be calling us from work at the Kimmel place, so he's probably tied up with the job at the moment.
Do you think maybe he'll slap Kimmel on?
I should hope not.
Why? Only Kimmel?
Yeah. He's all right. I'm sure he's a fine fella.
He seems like a nice guy. I don't know.
Yeah, he does. He seems like a good guy. And he's been loyal to our buddy, the Dave, so that means he's good people in my book.
Yeah. Now, is he still dating that Sarah Silverman?
I don't think so, no. Yeah, I think that ended like years ago, right?
So I got a shot is what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But, hey, getting back to hockey, Larry, maybe we should do our hockey preview while we wait for the Dave. Because Dave was just on with Jonah Carey yesterday, and they did a hockey preview stuff. So you can go Google up the Jonah Carey website, whatever that is, jonahcarey.com, I'm assuming, and you can listen to that podcast. And but maybe I should give my first-round picks.
Sure.
Kids. All right, let's write it down real quick. Pens and Lightning. I'm taking the Pens, and this isn't a homer pick. It's just I can understand the Lightning because the Penguins have so much trouble with the offense these days, Larry. Without the kid Crosby and whatnot.
Right.
That I can understand the Lightning with LeCavalier, Stamkos, and St. Louis. That's trouble. They can just score goals by accident. Those guys are so talented. So if the Penguins can't produce offense to keep up with them, they're going to have trouble. But what the Pens do have in their favor is just a stifling, suffocating defensive system.
Yeah.
When they play it properly, which they weren't doing the last week of the season. I don't know what was going on there. It was kind of embarrassing. But if you recall, a couple, probably about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, they went on that run where I think they were 3-0-3, and they were just beating teams in shootouts all the time, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, stuff like that. They were so good. Their system, the way they were playing, was just so dominant that I'm assuming they can still reach those heights. That Danny Bosmo, once the playoffs come on, they'll flip the switch and they'll play that way. The thing that hurts them is actually Matt Cook. His absence is a big deal for the Penguins because he's pivotal to the penalty kill, and he's just a sound player at even strength 5-on-5. And whenever they drift from their system, a guy like Matty Cook gets them in line again. He gets the puck deep and he works the corners. But I'm going under the assumption that the Penguins will play their system. If they play their system and the Lightning play their best game, the Penguins win, even without Crosby and Muck. Because the Lightning are terrible defensively. Their defense is they just don't respect. They're almost like Washington a couple of years ago. But I think they scored 7 more goals than they allowed for the season. But at 5-on-5, they actually allowed, I think, one more goal than they scored. That's never a good sign. You know,
right.
When you're giving up more goals 5-on-5, it's never a good sign. So, I think the Penguins will choke them out. It's kind of like Penguins will be like the Brazilian jiu-jitsu expert against the stand-up fighter in this matchup. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're going to take them to the mat
and
and choke
Hoist
them out.
Gracie,
Yeah.
and the Lightning is Tank Abbott.
Exactly. And
Okay.
and the Pens will just take them down the mat and choke them out, and that'll be that. So.
Now, here's the thing, Mike, though.
Mm-hmm.
If the Pens don't straighten out their pathetic, putrid, horrible power play,
the power play,
they're done.
Here's what I don't understand about the power play. Get the puck to Kovalev at the circle and have him shoot it. Is that hard?
He doesn't seem like he wants to shoot that.
I know, but that's why you pull him aside and you say, hey, Alexi, shoot the puck. We're just going to give it to you and just shoot the puck, you know? Because they have so many guys that can just fire with Kovalev and James Neal, too. Holy hell, his wrist shot. It's frighteningly good. Just get the puck and shoot it. Don't worry about anything, you know?
Yeah, but like I said, he doesn't, like, I was excited when we got Kovalev back, but I don't know, man. He's just a shell of what he used to be.
Yeah.
You know, we refer to him over here at the old Larry homestead as Slovalev. Because he just seems like he's just coasting around out there. The occasional shot.
That's the charm of Alexei Kovalev. But I'm telling you, at least once or twice a game, he makes a play that no one else on that roster can make without Crosby and Malkin around. Like, it's just the subtle little pass or a little move around the defender, and it just goes, oh, yeah, that's why he's there. And he still gets the respect on the power play. And you know a guy you might want to keep an eye on is I don't even know if he's going to be dressing for the games. He probably won't to start. But that Eric Tangradi kid came back in the last game of the regular season, and he was impressive on the power play because what did he do, Larry? He just went right in front of the net and just stood there, you know?
I didn't really watch the last game.
Yeah. But that's what they need. And, of course, the big guy you want to watch in this series is Jordan Staal. Oh, my goodness. Is he a good hockey player? Oh, my goodness.
He has no choice now but to step it up. There's nobody left, buddy. You have to put this team on your shoulders.
He is just such a good hockey player, and he's really. We always used to say in his young days he didn't. The one thing missing was he never played with an edge. You know, well that's good. Right. He has an edge now. As soon as he came back this year, he was just banging people over the ice, and he's playing nasty, and he's going to the net. And I think really, if you're watching the games, and if Crosby can come back, who knows if he does. But if Crosby comes back and he's Sidney Crosby, like you know he was before he left, Pens can win the cup. But you know whether or not all that happens, I don't know. But what Jordan Stahl's doing right now is he's telling Evgeny Malkin, pack your bags. And Malkin was going to be gone next year. It's going to be yes, he's gone next year because they're not going to be paying him $8.7 million. When believe me, Malkin will be gone, an afterthought next year.
So we've seen Malkin in his last Penguin.
Yeah, Malkin's played his last game as a Penguin.
I disagree.
No, he might play. He'll probably start the year with the Pens until he's healthy, and teams see that he's healthy. But I'm telling you, they're going to be looking to move Malkin because there's no way this team can. Because they wouldn't have been able to bring in James Neal, you know, and these other fellas at the deadline if Malkin's contract was still in the books. The only reason they have the team they do right now is because Malkin got hurt. You know. Yeah,
that's true.
So
but once again, like Neal hasn't been overly impressive either.
Neal has been great. It's just the pucks aren't going in. But he's playing tremendous hockey. He's working hard every shift.
He's playing tonight.
Yeah, he's supposed to play tonight with Letestu and Kovalev, I believe.
Because I heard, Neal, he had some kind of wrist thing going on.
He missed the last game there. But, Neal's been playing great hockey. People get caught up in the numbers and whatnot. Yeah, he hasn't been scoring goals. But it'll happen, you know. And keep in mind, he hasn't been playing with the best playmakers out there either at center. But when Crosby's are there, James Neal is going to just be a machine. So.
Well, how is it that the James Neals of the world are having trouble scoring, but like Tyler Kennedy doesn't seem to have a problem throwing pucks?
Tyler Kennedy. Now this is the thing because I think Tyler Kennedy his contract's up, I believe, after the season, right?
Oh, that's not good.
I know that's the worst thing you want when a guy has a season like that. Now Max Talbot's contract's up as well, and Talbot's got to stay with the Penguins, right? Yeah, they can't.
I think he's earned it just based on the Game 7. He's folk hero here.
Penguin for life, Max Talbot. They should have, and he's been playing great hockey as well lately. But because people are saying, well, they can't afford to keep him next year. But he hasn't had such great years the last 2 years because of the injury last year, and even this year his numbers weren't that great or anything. So maybe that'll keep the contract offers down. But yeah, just got to keep Talbot for life here in Pittsburgh.
You have to. You have to. The 2 goals in Game 7 and the Superstar commercial earn him a lifetime pass in Pittsburgh. There's no doubt about it. He's loved here. They love him.
All right, well, we got to talk other matchups here. But, yeah, so anyway, the Penguins. I think the Penguins are going to take Tampa Bay. But obviously, they got to play their system, and Fleury's got to be sound and everything. But I think everything's going to look up. Tampa Bay, they're doing it the right way. Next year, they're going to be even better. But they got the right pieces in place with Yzerman and Guy Boucher. Because great teams are built from the top down. So the Lightning are going to be fine. But this year, their defense, their goaltending, they're not ready yet. So what else? Oh, Flyers and Buffalo. I always thought the Flyers were the class of the East, the Wales Conference. But then I don't know. They just don't look like themselves the last several weeks we've been seeing. Because remember, I told you that last time they came into Pittsburgh, I'm like, they're going to pound the Penguins because they're the class of the Wales. And they're going to prove it to the Penguins. And what did they do? They ran it up on the Penguins. And but then, right after that, they went in the tank again, and they lost a couple more games. And right there, I'm like, that's not a good sign. Because they were supposed to be turning it on for the playoffs, and then you win one and then lose one, and then that's not what you want out of what's supposed to be the dominant team in the conference. So I'm telling you right now, Larry, I'm picking the Buffalo Donald Trumps to knock off the Flyers in the first round.
There is no way that's happening.
Yeah. I think Ryan Miller's going to stand up, and the Sabres are sneaky good, even though you want to guess that. But remember, I told you earlier about the 5-on-5 stats. If you want to look at a stat that will predict playoff success or failure, pay attention to the 5-on-5. Now, the Flyers were really good 5-on-5, but so were the Sabres. The Sabres were like 1.14 at 5-on-5. Like they scored that many more goals than that was their percentage. So I think the Sabres can do it with Ryan Miller and Vanek scoring some clutch goals. I'm picking the Sabres, Larry. I think it's just a bad matchup for the Flyers.
All right. I predicted that Philly was going to win this thing in 5 games, and I'm sticking to that.
I think the Sabres in 6 or 7. Yeah.
Oh.
So, now I wanted to pick the Rangers over the Capitals. Remember months ago I said if the Capitals want no part of the Rangers. Remember that?
Right.
I said the Rangers would beat them in the playoffs if they met. Well, something changed there. Ryan Callahan got hurt. And Callahan's like the heart and soul of that team. Even though, he's not a big-time scorer, but he's the driving force on that Rangers team. He's a great guy. And so losing him is brutal for the Rangers. And I really don't know if they're a live underdog. They could pull off the upset, but I'm thinking the Caps are going to beat them in 6.
I definitely. I think the Caps have this one. I picked them in 5. I don't think they're going to have a problem with it. I don't think Lundqvist is a great goalie, but that's about all they got going for him right now. And I think after a while, it's just going to be too much for him.
Lundqvist has never really done anything in the playoffs ever, so now's his chance. Like if he wants to be considered one of the great goaltenders in the league, he's got to step up and steal a series. And if he almost did it the first time these two teams met a couple years ago, and they won 7. But now it's his chance to really put his name on the map. Everyone thinks he's this dominant goaltender. Well, win a playoff series. Let's go.
Yep. I hope the Rangers win, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want them to win. I'll be rooting for them, but I don't know. But with Mark Stahl and Girardi, they can shut down Ovechkin, and we'll see what happens. But who knows? All right, then who else? Oh, Boston, Montreal. I think this is going to be a walk. I think Boston I know it's going to be a great series just because the teams hate each other, but I really think Boston is going to steamroll them.
See, I picked Montreal in 7 in this game.
Well, it could happen. Anytime you get 2 rivals like this, old-time rivals, you never know. But I just think Boston's my pick to come out of the Wales, actually. I think.
Wow, that is bold.
Now, that's all contingent on Kid Crosby. If Kid Crosby comes back,
right,
I think the Penguins are coming out. But, assuming he doesn't come back, I think Boston's your best team there in the Wales.
Wow.
Now, and again, there's no dominant team this year. The Penguins could have been a dominant team if Crosby and Malkin and everyone's healthy, but and Cook's in the lineup and everything. You could have a dominant team there in the Penguins. But there really isn't a dominant team anymore in the Wales because the Flyers, they had the potential to be one, but with Pronger's injury and Bobrovsky's struggling the way he is in net, in the Capitals, you never know what you're getting from them. In the Boston, I think they're the most solid team we got there. Yep.
All right. Mike Dell, I think Dave might be here. We got somebody with their hand up.
Look at this.
Let's check. All right, maybe it's not, though. Dave, is this you?
That's right.
Hey. It's Dave Dameshek, everybody.
Dave Dameshek. Yes.
Hey, listen, first of all, my deepest apologies, fellas. First of all, you can imagine how racked with nerves I am. You know, we're inside of an hour from the drop of the puck. So, you know, I'm in knots. My belly's in knots. And I'm running around. I'm trying to make my pages, crack my wise for the Kimmel, you know, earn my pay, and then also still be able to steal away. Dig this, though, fellas. A whole season, of course, I'm out here on the West Coast, and the work day is when the games start. The puck drops at 4:30 most nights, my time. So all year long, 82 games, I set the TiVo faithfully, so I get to see what is happening. Crosby or no Crosby, Malkin or no Malkin. And I do it all year long, and about an hour and a half ago it occurred to me, oh, yeah, I forgot to set the TiVo for tonight's game. Can you imagine?
So good,
No, it's not good. It's the opposite of good.
So what are you going to do?
Well, apparently I wasn't aware that we're living in the 21st century because some people hit me to the idea that you can just go on DirecTV and you know, and like program your DVR from your computer.
Oh,
so, ain't that something? You know, can we talk about something? I'm racked with nerves, so I'm more all over the place than usual. First of all, this technology business is, you know, I realize, you know, people always say, and it seems like a hacky comedian joke kind of thing to be doing, but, you know, like, I don't know anything. I don't know about how internet works or whatever, you know. But I honestly, I realized yesterday, I was driving in the car, I heard some commercial for, hey, check out the new app that does such and such. And I realized I have no idea what apps do. I have no idea what to do with them. What happens with them?
Well, they're little computer programs you put on your phone or your iPad. And I got news for you, Dave. Our buddy the Ed, he has an app.
Is that right?
Yeah, the Ed has an app. It's going to be, we should be releasing it here in a week or so. It's the Ed's Love Lingo. And basically you download it on your phone or your iPad. And if you're at a bar and you see a foxy lady and you don't know what to say to her, you open up the Ed app and you click on the Ed, and he'll give you a pickup line for the lady.
Who would know better than the Ed?
That's
Man,
exactly right.
A prolific lover of women, in spite of his advanced age, makes his time with young ladies regularly. So, wow, so terrific.
Yeah, so we'll call the Ed later. Yeah, how are you on time? Are you pressed for time? Are you all right?
No, I'm all right. Let's take it all the way up to the drop of the puck. That's what I vote, and then we'll go from there. But you know, I really don't want anything. But it's exciting. By the time people are listening to this, it'll mess with their heads. But they're getting us our anxiety. But what I was going to ask about technology too. I've posed this query before on the old Daves of Thunder program. You may have heard of it.
I don't remember.
It was a little show that we did that you know, some people, the powers that be, didn't like it, and so they made it go away.
Always the man keeping you down.
That's what it's about, man. You know, I struggle against the man. Sometimes I even wonder why. But I brought this up a couple months ago. But today on my way in, I was on the cell phone. I made a phone call. I'm not like most of these people who, when I'm on the freeways or whatever, I look around me, and everybody is sending a text message. Have you seen this? I mean, this is outrageous. I'm not, you know, I'm not one to get up on Mount Pius about everything, but
never.
I sounded sarcastic, but I'm not. You know, I'm not one to get up on Mount Pius. But let me say something. I'm gonna send there now. I'm gonna take out a rental for one day here. You know, I don't the people. I'd rather know if you gave me a choice. Within an eighth of a mile of me on the road at any given time can be either 10 drunk drivers or 10 people sending text messages. I'll take the drunks. At least they're looking at the road most of the time. These people have their heads down. The hubris to think that you can get away with not looking at the road while you're going 65 miles an hour is insane.
You know what you just did there, Dave? You created a great idea for a new app. An app that tells you how many people around you are texting while they're driving.
Ooh,
but
that's
of course,
pretty good.
To access the app, you would have to look at your iPhone or your iPad while you're driving.
But with the man, I don't understand how apps work, but with the man, you know, it's sort of like, you know, they always say, that's why nothing ever gets done in D.C., because the people the lobbies are so powerful, they're the ones who are making the decisions. Same way, wouldn't that be true of, like, cell phone companies? Aren't they the ones who make the apps?
Anyone can make an app. anyone can. So.
All right, this is remedial, and so you can bring me up to speed off the air on how apps work.
All
My
right.
next question, though, what?
I was just going to say, don't feel bad, because Mike Dow and I had this exact same conversation about a week ago when he was telling me that the Ed was making apps. I said, I don't know what an app is. I don't know what an app does. I don't know how to get an app. I don't have anything to, so don't feel bad. You're not alone.
I know, but you're so blind, drunk every waking second of the day that it's not exactly flattering to share your company. No,
that is
I
true.
kid.
That's true.
It's a pleasure. But my other thing is that I've brought up before is this one. Today I'm on the freeway and I call somebody, and of course I get the 15-second long spiel because it goes to their voicemail, and the message is, I'm so and so and I'm not in right now, so leave your name and number and the time you called, and I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thank you.
Yeah.
Beep. Listen, it's 2011 now. I think I speak for society, everyone in it who has used a telephone. I think we collectively have mastered the nuances of what you're supposed to do after the beep, that we no longer need the spiel. You see? I think it's 10 or 15 seconds of wasted time. Now you say, well, so what? I have the 10 seconds to give. But think about if you add that up over a lifetime, that's going to be like 45, 50 minutes. You're going to have a lot of time to do other stuff with. Who knows? Maybe you get one last, a chance to eat one last pizza, that you love, before you die. But if we continue to waste each other's time by listening to each other's instructions about, leave your name and your number and all that, I know what I'm supposed to do,
But when I hear that story, Dave, that the 15 seconds could add up to 45 minutes, what that tells me is a lot of people just don't want to talk to you on the phone. They see you're calling and they don't pick up the phone.
Interesting.
Look at that.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you, but I resent it because I invented that game. Long before it was in vogue to blow everybody off and not take their calls and not respond. That's my bit. I started that bit.
All right.
I invented the bit of I didn't get your message. Oh, sorry, did you call? I didn't realize. That. I'm the king of that move. So
well
anyway,
Dave,
and in fact, I'm going to play that game with the Ed when we talk in a little while.
All right.
Oh, you called? Oh, I never heard. I'm sorry.
I never got the message. But Dave, when you call us, we'll always answer.
That's very sweet of you.
You're the wind beneath our wings, Dave. You're the inspiration for this podcast.
Maybe we should sing about that before. It'll be like a rallying song for the Penguins.
Speaking of singing, our buddy Larry here, I hear tell, someone told me he made a theme song for you.
Really?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. It's nothing too fancy, Dave. Don't get excited. But
well, I'm excited already. It's too late.
Yeah.
You come on the show. I figured, he's got to have his own music. So
well, let me hear it.
Without further ado,
let it begin. How about this? Jerk. Jerk.
I want that on my wiener, if you could. I want to be called The Shack, and I really did tell people that my intention in moving to L.A. was to cut out the noise. Oh, speaking of wieners, I'm ready for one of those.
None of the above. It's Polish kielbasa. Down goes the Sith Lord. Glover swipes the lightsaber from Maul's miss and cuts him in two. Lang pulls the upset.
When I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong, and I was wrong to say it this time.
This just in. Horatio Kane's pretty good. Back on the Blitz.
Wow. Larry,
wow,
that's
indeed.
It's like a career retrospective of the Dave.
It really is. I never realized, I don't think, in totality at least, how big a jackass I am until this very moment. Thank you for that walk down memory lane. What an embarrassing, filthy road it is.
I was impressive, Larry. Good job.
That's pretty good work, man. That's very nice.
Thank you very much. And
so little to work with.
I just got a message for you, Dave, from one of your message board kids, Major Minority. He says that if you press the star while the little message thing's going on, you can bypass all that.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
That's what he says.
Oh, wow. So wait a second. So we're live right now?
Yeah,
we're live.
Wow, technology.
Yeah.
It really is quite a thing, ain't it? It's Quite a
Yes,
thing.
Yeah.
So what do we think here, fellas? First of all, about the Pittsburgh Penguins' chances. I don't, you know me. I'm glass half empty about things. I feel this way. I feel very nervous. But before anything else, two things I want to mention, because I imagine a fair amount of your listeners are based on the banks of the Three Rivers. I'm going to be starting on Friday in the AM, 102.5 DVE in Pittsburgh, the morning show. I've been kibitzing with Randy Bauman on the Twitter, and it's a mutual admiration society, and I'm going to be going on there talking Penguin hockey for the duration of the playoffs, starting on Friday morning. So keep your ears perked up for that one.
Now, will you have a regular scheduled time, or do I have to listen to that crap all 4 hours to find you?
Why? What's not good about it? They do a good morning show.
I hate DV. I hate the music they play on DV. Like the Bowman and Kren, not so good. But I just think of Randy Bowman.
I just am announcing that I'm going on. I've been kibitzing with them, and all your
Randy
moves
Bauman's
to
his friend,
despair.
and you're making fun of him. What are you doing?
Well, he took a shot at me earlier, so what's the difference? I'm blind drunk right now, so I don't know what I'm saying.
That's true, I guess. You're not responsible for your behavior. Well, I agree with you first of all about DV's music. They don't a lot. They play. 50% of the music they spin is Bob Seger. So that's right out of the gate is a weird move.
I think the other 50's Foghat.
They do a lot. I noticed in my journeys to the Berg, I noticed that they're breaking out a lot of they pass off as classic rock now. They pass off the hair bands of the 80s. You'll get some Crew, you get a lot of Motley Crue, and I wonder when did that transition into it was surprising and unpleasant for me when I realized Guns N' Roses now qualifies as classic rock.
I think it's 20 years, Dave. Once something's been around for 20 years, it's officially classic.
All right, but listen, I'm not so snooty that I turn my nose up at Guns N' Roses. I realized that what they did was their music greased the skids for the likes of Nirvana and hair bands.
Nirvana, the best. Right.
Well, yeah, I think it wet the palate of America for a harder sound. If the Guns N' Roses gave us that transition from the hair band into that in popular music, and I think it's some fine music for the one record at least. But Motley Crue, no, they don't deserve any sort of acclaim, and DVE playing that. But enough about DVE and putting it on. I'm going to be on their kibitzing about Puck. Listen or don't. I don't give a good goddamn what you do. 3 times.
Who cares what music
are you going to have a regular time, though, Dave? Just to let the
what do I know? I'm not in charge. I don't know.
Right.
I'll do it. I'll see, and that'll be that, But I'll tell you this, though. Here's the worst thing. That show's on from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., right? Which makes
3 a.m. your time.
3 a.m. to 7 a.m. So the level of commitment is really, But listen, but you know me. I'm an artist, and I like to put it out there for the people. So maybe I'll be a little tired. So what? If it gives someone like you, a little bit of pleasure, then it's all been worthwhile. Yeah. Now, the next thing is this. Before we get into the Lightning, here's one thing I must denounce. The whiteout in the Igloo.
Yes.
Well, have they come up with a name, by the way, for Console Energy Center yet? What do they call it?
Oh, Larry, anything?
I haven't really heard any, there hasn't been a nickname that's stuck that I've heard.
The Igloo was pretty goddamn good, Yeah. Gotta say, that's a great name for a building. But, I don't know what that, I heard a couple before the season started that sounded like they could be winners. Either way, that whiteout jazz is so Bush League. I can't stand it.
I agree.
It's so ridiculous. It looks awesome. It's fine. Listen, when they would do it up in Winnipeg, in farm country, in the far western region of Canada, so what? That's good for them. They're a bunch of farmers sitting there. This is Pittsburgh, PA, the city of champions. We gotta do this nonsense. What is a junior high championship game or something? This is Stanley Cup playoff hockey.
Especially now, since they make the home teams wear black, like the color of the jersey. At least in the old days, the home team would always wear white, so you have the white out to support the home team. Now it looks like you're supporting the road team.
So true. It's absolutely. I'll tell you another one. even worse than the whiteout business. Yeah, and, you know, our pal, our mutual friend, our Nova Scotian ambassador for the Czech Republic, our pal, the Ryan, he suggests, well, at least make them wear black. And
exactly.
That's fine. It's
black.
exactly right.
But you know why? I don't think they will, because of the puck going up in the air. They'll say, oh, they can lose sight of the puck in the fans.
Ah, interesting. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's kind of
nice.
Well, that would look more intimidating. But worse than the whiteout is that we live in a city that they give out the towels, the white little towels so people can wave. I hate it when any city does this. The Homer hanky, they did that with the Twins back in, what was that, 85 for the first time, and now you see a lot of different cities waving towels at games. But it's especially egregious when you do it in the town where the terrible towel comes out of. Guess what? We already have a towel. Just take that one, people.
Yes.
What are you taking? Are we creating a new one now?
And why do you want to wave a white towel anyway? It's like surrendering, you know? Like, hey,
I've never even put two and two together with that, but you're absolutely right on that. Yes.
It's terrible. But yeah,
can I use that? Can I wow everybody with that?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Feel free.
All right, I'm going to pass that off. Hey, Randy. Hey, Kren. Dig this.
But while you were a little tardy getting here, Dave, I gave my little hockey preview of the first round, and I picked the Penguins because I think their defensive system's just going to be too much for the Lightning, who are struggled at 5-on-5 all year long. Yet I heard you on the Jonah Carey podcast, which I implore everyone to go listen to, that you picked the Lightning to beat the Penguins.
I did. Wow, you're really ready with all the sound effects.
Yeah, Larry,
really,
no joke on the switchboard. Yeah.
Wow, somebody's been getting into the apps.
Yeah.
I did because listen, this is listen, you're much more expert than I am with these things, but to me, I just look at it this way. Look, the Penguins have, but with the possible exception of the Flyers, did you agree with my contention that the Penguins have maybe the best blue line in the conference? With maybe the Flyers being the exception.
Yes, I would agree with that.
All right, so we're loaded back there, and Fleury is arguably the best goalie, assuming, and, obviously the Penguins go nowhere if he repeats what he did last spring, but assuming he turns it around and plays the way he's played the majority of this season, then all right, so there's an advantage there and on the blue line. But just looking at it straight up, Le Cavalier, Marty St. Louis, Stamkos, Gagne. That's four names right there that are all superior to the best score the Penguins are going to have out on the ice.
And if playoff hockey was all about scoring, I would say yes, they have the advantage. But it's not. The Tampa Bay's blue line and their goaltending, the two weakness spots that you just mentioned, that usually defines or determines playoff winner. It's about they're just not ready yet. They don't play good 5-on-5. They don't. I wouldn't be shocked if they beat the Penguins because they have the elite scores, like you said. So one mistake can end up in your net. But I just think the Penguins are going to choke them out. They're just going to smother them, and they're just not going to get anything.
Well, listen, I certainly wouldn't wager $2 on the Lightning. And, of course, I hate them for let's work this out right now. How about that? I was thinking that's what I was talking about to Jonah Carey, and then I just was talking to Bauman. Just like, how I just said Guns N' Roses were the transition from hair bands to grunge music. Why don't we use LCS right now as the same sort of thing? From Jonah Carey, the genesis of it was reasons to hate the Lightning. Then I just told Randy that what I'll do on it. He said we should every time you're on, you should do some different kind of a list, do some little list thing. And I said, well, why don't I build on reasons to hate the Lightning? I'll give you some reasons to hate the Lightning. So let's build that together. Why don't we? And I'll pass it. I'll take all the credit for it if it goes well. And if one or two of them fall flat, I'll blame you. Deal?
Yeah, deal. A few jump to mind right away. Larry, I don't know if you have reasons to hate the Lightning, but one, they have lightning bolts on their pants. Who are they trying to show off to? What are they trying to prove?
I disagree with that one. I'm afraid I have to write out the San Diego Chargers. Those are great when I like the bolt on the pants. No,
but I don't want lightning bolts on your pants. It looks silly. I don't like it. All right, that's fine if you condone it. I don't.
Well, how about that their name doesn't end in S?
Well, that's true. That would be one. Another one, Ryan Malone. that little weasel. Hey, he took the money and ran. He spent most of his career here in Pittsburgh stealing money from the Penguins. And then when he has a chance to cash in, he runs down to Tampa Bay and turns his back on his hometown team. Screw you, Ryan Malone. That's what I say.
Really? All right. That's a tough stance to take. You know, in fact, I would think that's what he's reason number one, that it's hard to dislike them. You're going the other way.
Yeah, hey, Ryan Malone, get a tattoo. That's what I'd say. Hey, I'd zing him like that. I'd say, hey, why don't you get a tattoo? He's got a lot of tattoos, Dave. A lot of tattoos.
He does, yeah.
And then, one more thing I had. Steve Downey. Remember, he almost blew out Crosby's knee last year. Remember that? He took him down and yanked him to the ice. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use that one. And what about I'm going to go into, I think a good one to go into, because it's, I have to dig into the vault of classics that I come up with. No, but my favorite, the David Eckstein jag I do about, the
Marty
little
St.
fellow
Louis.
working hard. Marty St. Louis, he shows us all up by being a midget, and he's in the NHL. Now we all feel like dopes for not trying harder to get.
Yeah, but you can't skate like Marty St. Louis, so,
That's true. That's not the same as.
And you don't like midgets.
Yeah,
I don't like midgets. That's the first.
Hey, another one, Victor Hedman. He's the guy that hit Kid Crosby in the neck there and put him into the boards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dave, should we even approach that subject of Crosby's injury? Do you want to mention anything about that?
What's the mention about it? Oh, the fact that, I don't know, you made me feel bad. And I've talked to a few people, and they said don't even get into it because no one would ever acknowledge it. I'm happy to, I'll say it here and now. I have it on good authority from inside the organization, not from outside, from inside, from a person who is paid from within by 66 and the rest, that it is, in fact, a spinal contusion, not the concussion that has been keeping Crosby out for so long. The thing I don't understand is, if that's the case, why is that a secret? Why would you not acknowledge that? That's what I don't get about it. But it is apparently a fact that someone who is a part of who would know the medical situation there says that that's the case.
Yeah, a couple things that right away were brought to mind. If it is a spinal contusion, is that better than the concussion? Because right away I think, that's probably a better thing, right?
I think the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be my thought on this thing, is that he maybe not in the short term, if they want him to play. Right.
You figure once the contusion heals, he'll be fine, and it's not like another chance of it being injured again, like a concussion. You get one, bang, you can get another one real quick. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I would think. So maybe it's the usual thing of hide the injury so your opponents don't go after it come the playoffs, and maybe that's the thinking, which I think is the best possible scenario, right?
But then that means that the opponents, instead of hitting him in the back, will be still hitting him in the head. So I don't know. So I really don't know what's gained. But it's interesting info. I think it makes me feel better that it's not the concussion, that it's the spinal contusion. But we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah. So anyway, I guess that would be the reason behind hiding it, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, maybe the reason they're hiding it is because the NHL is pushing so hard now with these shots to the head and trying to eliminate this thing. They don't want to say, well, he's not really concussed, he's got a spinal contusion, and then everybody say, well, maybe these shots to the head aren't as important as the league's making it out to be. I think they're trying to really put a stand on this thing and end this now, and maybe that's why they're just going with keep the concussion story going.
And the Penguins are complicit in this? All right,
well, Mario ran his mouth so hard that he's got no choice now but to just go along with it.
I like that, Larry. You're thinking like a conspiracy theorist. I like that. I like it.
Oh, yeah. That is a question I've been meaning to ask you forever, Del. I've really been meaning to ask you this forever, and I don't know why it hasn't come up. But what is it with you? I look at your Twitter business. I mean, you put out a dozen or 24 conspiracy theories a day on Twitter. What is it? And if you're such a conspiracy theorist, you're just there's so many colors in your rainbow that we've just never gotten around to it in the conversation, or is it something that you want to hide from me?
No, because whenever we talk, it's all you're just running your mouth about mustard and stuff. What do I don't have a chance to say anything. No. But but you heard Larry playing the little Thundercloud segment, because whenever we do our little conspiracy, he says I ruin things for him because I tell him the true stories behind things, and he gets sad. So he doesn't like when I do that. But, yeah, I'm obsessed with truth, Dave, and I'm really just really obsessed with it. And I always
But you're like Jesse the Body in that you are open to every conspiracy. You'll hear everyone, not to say that you believe everyone.
Correct. I don't believe in them all, but I will hear. True wisdom comes in realizing that you know nothing. You know?
That's true. That's a twist on what the late great Pop Stargell, I heard him say once on the old Roy Firestone show, the interview show. He said he said I know what I don't know, which Roy Firestone was really thought, wow, that's fantastic that you know what you don't know. But if you really break that down, that doesn't make any sense because it's impossible to know what you don't know. By definition, if you know what you don't know, then you know it. So
yeah, exactly.
That reminds me of when Pop Stargell also said, "Hey, somebody grab me a bacon cheeseburger."
No, that's never happened.
I think it happened.
Try this one on there, Dave. The three enemies of the knowledge seeker are fear, certainty, and complacency. See that? So live by that credo. And
all right, well, that's fine. But I'll say this, a couple of things. First of all, you sound like Gary Busey a little bit.
See, we're running out of time already because I wanted to ask you about Gary Busey on Celebrity Apprentice. Have you been watching that?
I see on the at the daily rehearsal at the Kimmel show. I see the every week that show's on. That's what they do. They show Jimmy all the part of the rehearsal is looking at all these clips from TV the night before. And so, what is it? Every Sunday night or whatever?
Sunday night. Yeah. Sunday night.
So every Monday those clips play and we get to watch them. So I've seen the highlights, I guess. Yeah, he looks like he's a changed man. Oh, wait, no, he's the exact same lunatic he ever was. The thing I don't like about him is, the thing that's annoying about him is that he is one of these people, I'm trying to think of the equivalent. I just saw somebody else who does this, some other celebrity. Oh, I'll tell you who. It's Chaz Sheen. That's who it is.
Oh, okay.
There are people out there in the world who are acknowledged as being crazy or goofy or whatever, and they hear it enough that then they control it, so then they become, they go into self-parody, basically. People have accused me of the same, like, you're in control of your idiosyncratic kind of nonsense that you throw out or whatever, and your crazy turns of phrase and stuff. And so Busey thinks like, see, I'm not really crazy because I'm controlling it. And that's when he comes up with all those crazy acronyms for everything, what fear stands for, and together we achieve more. What is that one? He does all that. Together everyone achieves more. Right.
More.
Yeah. So he's got all that kind of, he's got a million of those. So he would have you believe that he's completely in control of it. What he doesn't realize is that there's a completely different level of crazy going on. He thinks he's in charge, but he doesn't at all. So I resent that when I watch those clips, he's doing his crazy character. But behind the scenes, there is a bona fide lunatic going on.
Crazy. Well, I just appreciate that you compared me to Gary Busey. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That show, I worked on that Comedy Central show. It's now 8 years ago. And I used to have to go over to his house all the time in Malibu. And it was great for the first 3 weeks. I go over there. He was up on a cliff in Malibu, looking out over the glorious sea, but perched high above. And these days it was spring and summer when we were doing the show, so it was glorious weather. And you were so high up there, you felt like, and there were so few obstructions visually, you felt like you could see the bend of the earth. That's how much it looked, the sprawl of the sea. And it was wonderful. You'd sit up there, and he would just wax nonsensical and about what he wanted to do with the show for like 2 hours. And the first 3 weeks, I was in heaven. I thought this is the greatest. Can you imagine? I'm sitting up here with Gary Busey, with Mr. Joshua, listening to his loony ramblings. But by the end of the first month, I'd had it. I was sick of it, and at that point, I only had 5 more months to go. So, so it was kind of grim.
Well, think how Larry feels about doing this show with me every week.
True. Yep. That's right. Same. Yeah, the same. There's no difference.
Well, also, real quick, we got to call your buddy the Ed. We only got about 10 minutes left, but the other TV show I wanted to ask you about was Dancing with the Stars, because your buddy Hines Ward and Ralph Macchio is on Dancing with the Stars.
I'm not saying I'm not doing. I have no bit, obviously, as David Feeney would tell you.
Yeah.
I never have any bits. No exception here. I honestly can say, and I'm not trying to be, a macho fella or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just honestly, I don't understand what is going on with Dancing with the Stars. I don't understand
I understand.
What is it? 8 years now? 7 years that American Idol and Dancing with the Stars and not just for fine if it was not fine, but it would be one thing. It was like, all right, yeah, it hit the airwaves and it caught on for a little while and it rode that wave for a season or two. But I mean, just in perpetuity, these shows are the best shows, the most beloved shows in America. I really don't get it.
People need their distractions. People need their distractions, Dave. Bread and circus. That's what you give the people, bread and circuses, and they love it. That's what
is that right? Who told you that?
Thinking involved.
That's how I'm tying in the conspiracies into the TV. But yeah, the American public they just want distractions, and that's Dancing with the Stars and American Idol is perfect. But how do you feel about Hines Ward going on Dancing with the Stars, though? Or do you have a problem with that? Or
I know people. I get a lot of that business on Twitter and stuff. Oh, you must be sick. Oh, steel curtain this, whatever, But I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care. I'm not angered by Dancing with the Stars or American Idol. I just don't get it. It's so inessential to figure out. I mean, it really. I know I go on and on about March Madness every year. About it's fun, but what does it prove? I mean, does anyone now think that UConn is the best team in college basketball now that tournament's done? It yields a meaningless champion.
But Dave, this show does prove who the best dancer in the world is.
I didn't realize that's how it ended. Oh, no, but yeah, that's the thing. It's so American Idol. So, all right, so we go through all this nonsense. Dancing with the Stars, these C-list, D-list celebrities dancing and people vote for it. So what's proven? I don't understand what is achieved. Like when you watch Amazing Race or Survivor, they win a lot of money. So that's the reason. But what's the reason with dancing? I don't understand what we're looking to, what the end result.
I can't speak for you. I can't speak for you or the rest of the American people, but when I see Dancing with the Stars, I like to look at the ladies in the little outfits. That's just me.
Well, I miss the blonde that Julianne Hough, who Corolla danced with when he was dancing.
Yeah. Larry used to love her.
I used to love her. Yeah.
Hey, all right, one more quick.
When she took Ryan Seacrest into her bed, that was it.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's a lie. That's a lie. All right. Seacrest, come on. Who are we kidding? All right, but one more thing about the TV. A TV show I've been watching lately that I really enjoyed. I just started watching Archer on FX. Did you ever see The Archer, Dave?
I saw about 10 minutes once. I saw some promos for it a year ago and was excited to watch it, and I only saw 10 minutes once and would like to. A friend of mine actually works on that, the Sheepdog, who used to call into the old...
yeah, celebrity...
Remember,
the Hollywood Minute
the
or whatever.
Sheepdog, the Hollywood Minute? That's right, yeah. He was scandalous. He would come on there. Yeah, the Sheepdog. He works on that show in Atlanta, Georgia. And,
tell him he's doing banner work. I'm a big fan.
All right, I'll pass it along. Yeah, I have to take that one in. And
any other TV shows we should be looking for that you enjoy?
You know what's an old one that you should set the TiVo for? It's on I don't know how many nights a week, but if you set your TiVo to record all of them, you'll have several by the end of the week. Is Larry Sanders? On IFC they've been showing it. Yeah, well, I have a bunch of those banked up at any given time, and if I have an hour or two to burn, I'll just roll.
Well, I guess they actually released the whole series on DVD last year, right, Larry? Didn't they do that?
Yeah.
They finally did it?
They did.
Yeah. So,
yep.
So yeah, that holds up in spite of the clothes. It really is.
Yeah, the clothes and haircuts are ridiculous. But
I mean, it's one of the best shows ever.
It really is. I think Hank Kingsley is you could make a case. I remember we did what was the exact category that we did top 11? Was it just sitcom characters that we did probably a year or two ago?
I can't remember. Yeah. We did something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
I remember saying that I made a case for Sam Malone.
Yeah, Sam Malone is my number 2, I think, on my list, or 2 or 3.
Behind who? Homer?
Andy Kaufman is Latka Gravis and Vic Ferrari on Taxi.
I didn't agree with that.
No.
No.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but, Homer's up there. But I think you got to, Alec Baldwin's character in 30 Rock, Jack Donaghy, is an all-time great. He's really great. You guys been watching the 30 Rock?
Oh, I've been watching the 30 Rock.
I love it. It's just such a great show.
It is really good.
As David Feeney analyzed it, he's a comedy writing insider. He gets it. He understands it on a level that I could only dream of grasping things. He said, and he's right about this one, that what they did was after the first season, they were more grounded in the first season, finding its legs. But then by season 2, they decided that it was then Jack Donaghy's show 1 instead of it being about Tina Fey, your beloved. They made it more about Jack Donaghy and drove it through him. But 2, they got so silly with it. They went so broad with it that it basically is a live action animated show. It's really, if you watch it in that context and with that going in your head, if you think like, oh yeah, I could see this animated, I could see this being a Simpsons episode, then it really goes, it gets even better because it really is so ludicrous. The fast, the machine gun zingers and everything, and the way they cut it and everything. It's very, it's sort of surreal the way it's put together. That is maybe the best sitcom on TV now.
Oh, it definitely is, no doubt. All right, we got to call the Ed. I know he's sitting by the phone probably because he calls me go ahead, Larry. Start dialing the Ed up because he calls me 2 or 3 times a day, Dave, and he just says Dave hates me. He doesn't like me anymore. He's not my friend, and he's crying and crying. And so I'd appreciate it if you could, talk to the Ed.
Try to be cool.
Yeah. And I'm sure any second he'll pick up. Yeah, we can dial out now, Dave. So, yeah.
I bet he's eating.
Hello?
Ed.
Hello?
Ed.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Larry.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm watching TV.
Yeah, me too, man. I got this new porno I've been watching.
Well, Ed, we don't need to hear that. This is your buddy 19. We have another very good friend of yours on the show right now. He wants to talk to you. We're running out late on time, though, so keep it short. But, yeah, here's see if you know this voice.
Nothing. I got my shorts on. I didn't have them on a minute ago.
Well, thank you for putting your shorts on. But listen to see if you recognize this voice, the Ed.
Hello, the Ed. You're looking well.
Hey, Ted McGinley, what you doing?
Right out of the gate, you got to start with the digs at me. Why do you call me the Ted McGinley of podcasting, the Ed?
Well, you suck. I've had my show for 9 seasons in a row.
That's true. I can't. What can I say? I mean, listen. Some people got it, and I don't.
Well, you know what? If you did one of my shows, you would be the hit of Hollywood and Santa Monica Boulevard.
You think so?
Listen, I got. You already know about child support. You already know about that show, and you're scared to be the host of it. I don't know why, but I got a new show. It's like a bachelor-type show. It's called Stepdaddy. And what happens is you get a woman who's super deluxe good-looking, and she got like baggage, like a 12-year-old brat. And then we get some 12 saps that gotta be the stepdaddy. They gotta make the woman and the kid love. They gotta take the kid to Chuck E. Cheese and to Disneyland and Venice Beach and all that stuff like that.
Well,
and he gotta win over the mom and the kid.
Well, the Ed also had another idea to do with it, Dave, that he would have an array of women with different kinds of kids, and like the hottest lady there would have the most kids. Like the 9 or 10, she'd have a lot of kids, and like the 4 or 5, just the average lady, she would only have the one kid. So then the guy has to weigh.
The girl who looks like Flavor Flav would just have one kid.
Exactly.
That's a pretty interesting idea. I like that. Listen, first of all, though, I love. No, don't mistake. I've never wavered on that point. Child Support is a great show. I think it's not me who's scared. Well, it's not me who's scared of it. Hollywood is scared. Yeah. They're the ones that are afraid.
No, they're not, man. You see the stuff they're putting on MTV? They got Teen Mom and then Teen Mom Gangbang right afterwards.
Well, I don't think that's true.
I like Teen Mom Gangbang. I'll be honest with you.
No, that's fine.
They got Hey, listen, did you see what the Cody Ryan did last night?
I did see that. Yes.
He saw David Feeney in the crowd.
I don't know what did Cody Ryan do.
He used a homophobic slur.
Oh.
What was it though? What was the homophobic slur?
He called David Feeney a fucking faggot.
Oh, he did, huh?
We're a family show, then.
That's what he said. Well, it's a family show, but I'm getting sick of being family-ized, man. Nothing's ever happening. So now...
That is true.
The Dave, the guy never calls me, man. I Twitter him. I call him and knock on his door. He don't answer. Oh, no, we're not taking trick-or-treaters today. Then he don't even... I bet you the Dave don't even know that I almost died last week.
Yeah.
What do you mean you almost died? What happened now?
I got a serious blood clot in my leg. That ain't no joke, man.
What does this mean, a blood clot? What does that mean?
Well,
I mean, I've heard of blood clots, but what does that mean for you? What is that? What had you got on
they
blood
gave
thinners,
me,
right?
They gave me 8 shots in my belly, and then they gave me some blood thinners. Told me to eat healthy. I said, Jesus Christ.
Wait, this was brought on by unhealthy eating?
Well, they said, I'm not active enough. But then I thought it had been because I've been with so many women in my life that I've been too active.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's not that you've been with so many women. Maybe unlike me, though, I don't want to put you down or anything, but maybe you're not as vigorous a lover as I am.
Or you're doing it wrong.
Well, you know what? We can have a contest.
Think, Ed, if you had, I mean, I know you're just gonna want to say, for the sake of your manhood and everything, I know what your knee-jerk reaction is going to be. But deep in your soul, who do you imagine if we had 100 women lined up here? Who do you think is the superior lover?
Well, I know I am. I mean, that ain't no problem. You couldn't go through. You've only been with 6 women in your life.
Oh, I think you've doubled it. All right.
Yeah, I think that's
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're too ugly. Listen, girls come to me like a bee on peanut butter. They just... They do all that stuff. I can tell them. I have a girl...
I think I must be doing it wrong because no one has ever gone between the sheets.
What is one? When I was down in Super Bowl City for the Super Bowl, I met this hooker. She don't even charge me.
Is that right? Well, I've always said that that's the greatest feather in the cap of for any man. You know, is that if you're so attractive that a hooker waives the fee, I don't think there's anything better you could ever brag about. You know, really.
She don't waive it. She just don't make me pay.
Are you mean to tell me it's been so long since we've spoken that you were in Super Bowl City, and so was I?
I was there, yes, and everybody knew it, and they kept telling me to catch up with you, and then, oh, no, you was too busy. You was over there doing something with NFL or whatever, and I had all kinds of stuff I could have done, man. I was over there, had breakfast with Michael Irvin.
Dave, I'm trying to remember the last time you were on our show. I think it was right after Dave's of Thunder started.
Yeah,
no.
He don't ever come on my show. He says my show, he went on some show and said my show was like National Geographic.
Well, I don't think that's true. I don't think he ever said that.
I wouldn't know what that means, so I don't know why I would say it. But all right.
Because I think the last time you were on, you remember when Days of Thunder started, everybody hated Feeney. Remember, and they hated Feeney. And you
still do.
And you were on our show, and you were like, can you give words of encouragement to Feeney? And we're like, yeah, Feeney's great. Don't worry, it'll be fine. And then I think you've just been so busy, you haven't had a chance to be back on the show since then. And yeah.
I came on your show that time, and then they talked bad about me, and then you know what? Yeah. Listen to this. I went back in the archives because this kid made CDs for me, 37 CDs of all the times I ever been on any of your shows. A good kid did it. And I went back and found one where me and you and that retard David Feeney was talking, and he liked me and he was nice to me, asked me questions. Then he talked bad about me, mouthed me like I'm a goddamn retard with a stapler up my butt.
Well, I don't know if that's what he's talking about. So, Dave, what about that? How's Feeney doing these days? First of all, is he all right? You don't have to talk him off the ledge now that Dave's with Thunder's off. And what about getting Feeney
I wish he would have met Bernie Madoff, man. I wish he would have met Bernie Madoff so bad.
And what about getting the Ed and
David
Feeney together? Can you get the Ed and David Feeney together, Dave?
Listen, I can't even get together with David Feeney. You know, I don't. First of all, I can't. First of all, I can't believe it's been a year since I was on the show. But anyway, the Ed has always been. That's always the thing. But then, that's what they would say in the radio business. That's what's good. You want to be a polarizing figure, the Ed. I know a thing or two about that.
You want
that's the way I'm received. People either really like it or they really don't like it. You know, what you don't want is for people to be in the middle. You don't want shoulder shrugs about you. So, Dameshek loves you. Feeney, he's not a fan. So what? He's a comedy snob. He doesn't like me either.
I don't think you do like me. I mean, I'm telling you, man, we're going to have to wrestle it out.
Uh-oh.
I won't wrestle a senior citizen. I think that's not the right thing to do.
With a blood clot in his leg. But
don't
Dave, what about that?
Please,
put the rumors to rest. You said Mama Shek wrestled him. That's not true either. But why don't we put the rumors to rest? Tell the Ed right now that you love him. Go ahead. Just tell him.
I mean, I don't like to lie. Love him? I don't know.
Yeah, you love him. Just tell him.
So I appreciate his talent. Yeah.
Guy's a fake.
I love him.
He's like
love
Jimmy,
something awful.
Superfly Sneaker Shit. That's what he tried to say his wrestling name was.
No. Listen, I love the Ed. No, who in history now? I mean, I think I've been trumped by the hockey kids, but who in history has had more affection for what the Ed delivers than me? Nobody. Yeah. I don't think.
I agree.
Yeah, I got tire tracks right on my back when you ran me over.
Oh, that's not true.
I did.
How many? Listen, when he had the show on Sports Attraction in Pittsburgh. Who saved the show? Me.
Yeah, that's right. Remember that.
Oh, I got it on tape that I was an integral part of his show.
That's exactly right. And Dave, did you ever give the Ed his baseball mitt that you owe him?
Well, I mean, that's the sort of thing. I mean, maybe that's where things started to come apart a little bit, was with these claims that, insinuated that, that they called my character into question, on a national scale. These claims that that I was indebted to him for baseball mittens and such. I mean, I don't even know what that's about.
And a bowling ball, I believe. Baseball mitten
and a bowling ball. Yeah, and then there was like $10,000 at one point.
Dave gives out like booby prizes and stuff that people don't even want.
Yeah, the Ed gives out NBA folders.
I know,
with
that's
NBA
pretty nice.
on it.
Yeah,
but Dave, you have gone to several of the Ed's barbecues, right?
Well, no, we haven't been able to work our schedules out to make one of those happen.
And I've heard you've been in Vegas several times.
I have been in Vegas several times.
Well, yeah, thanks for calling. Yeah, I appreciate
it. When I go to Vegas, I don't know if you heard the news, the Ed. I have two little kids now, like your boys, but imagine when they were growing up, like you have the one, obviously got the one now, but I mean, I have two little ones now, 2 and 4, and, they need me at the house. And so I fly in, it's an hour flight. I jump on a plane, first flight, I'm out of there by nightfall. That's it. I go in, I do my business, I get back out. No nonsense.
I'm picking you up from the airport next time. I don't got the brand new Altima no more.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. What happened?
I got a Rolls Royce. I got a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, he tells people he has a Rolls Royce. He doesn't have a Rolls. I don't know what I think he just rides a bike around town. He doesn't have a Rolls Royce. But, Dave, it's after 7 o'clock already. We're past the end time that we wanted to hit. So,
hold on. When is the Dave going to have time to come on my show? Because I got some hard-hitting questions to ask him.
I don't know if I like that. Hard-hitting questions.
Let's work it out. This has been a busy week of gun clapping for me. I don't know why I'm on the world tour. But I'm about, the Ed, to start my own NFL podcast. I'm going to be starting that, I think, next week, in fact, probably. I'm going to get rolling with that. So maybe we could do something where, like, I promote it by coming on your show, something like that.
That'd be nice. How about that, the Ed?
Yeah, cause you and don't even be asking me for no picks, because you know you and after you score, both of you guys lose to me, and then you cry about it. Oh, we not no good. The dice does it all.
Yeah, it's true. You do cry about
you guys it. You guys are like ice cream that come out of a sprinkler system sometimes.
I don't even know what that means.
It don't work.
All right, it doesn't work. All right. Well, Dave.
Wait a minute. Did you tell the Dave that I got an app coming out? Didn't even.
I did tell him that, and he was amazed.
I'm superstar time.
Get a load of this yet. The Dave doesn't even know what apps do.
Listen, I'm thrilled about this news. I'd be more excited if I knew how to use an app, but that sounds great. In fact, I really feel like, they say that in life you should do what you're best at, and you dispensing romantic advice, I think that's doing exactly that. That's threading the needle, that's it.
Right.
Well, somebody told me that you had an app, but it got canceled.
That's not nice, Ed. Why would you say something like that? Well, Dave, I know you're a busy fella and you're at work and everything, so thanks so much for making the time for us. I appreciate it.
Well, what about you? Aren't you guys going to watch the Stanley Cup now?
Oh, well,
I got it on right now.
Yeah, we could care less.
All right, the Stanley Cup's on right now.
Less?
Well, we do fake radio during games. We can do it all. We're not scared. Yeah.
All right, well, I'm glad that I'm TiVoing it, and I wouldn't want to hear you reacting. But as we're speaking, I'm looking online. I'm just seeing what people are saying, and people say, oh, it's a magic environment inside the new building right now.
Oh, well, that's good.
The Penguins down 17-0. Jesus.
No, the game hasn't even started. It hasn't even started.
Well, hey, Dave.
Go ahead, Larry.
I just wanted to ask Dave, any chance that maybe you'd be, popping around the message boards more recently, or more often coming up here in the future?
Oh, the which? Dameshek, the message board?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't been. I haven't been going around there lately.
Message board.
I don't like all because it's so great. Well, first of all, I've said it before. I'll say it again now. I feel like when I go on Dameshek.com, it's not like it's a space. If it were something where I was, writing stuff on there regularly, I love the Ed's. The Ed has the great site, and he's constantly contributing to it. He's always putting stuff up there. But it's purely a message board. So now if I'm on there and weighing in there, then people, there too many people want to make nice and be like, oh, whatever you do is the greatest.
Well, I don't think you have that problem.
Yeah, they want to curry favor. But when I disappear, then the true feelings come out. And then it hurts my feelings, but at least people are being honest about things. Why is there bad talk about me now?
No, there's just the controversy about Dave's of Thunder, and people didn't really like Feeney too much, certain members of the Czech Republic. But
how come me? Listen to this. How come me and the Dave and Number 19 don't have a show together and talk about the real issues about what goes on? Man, I can stop the energy crisis. I can stop that.
Yeah, I think one of those three people you mentioned is very busy, and then you and me really have nothing else to do, so we shouldn't be doing a show together. But the Dave, stop by the message board.
I'll give him $800. I'll give him $800 a show.
All right, I just went on there. I just went on there right now. What is the? I'm on here right now on this message board. What is
everyone loves you.
Everyone just wants to know you're still alive, Dave. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Wow.
But I was just referring to your past disputes with the rolling presidential and the 4th and 26. Remember, you had some heated feelings.
I had to take a hardline stance and ban rolling presidential. No, it's funny, isn't it a weird thing? For some reason, I don't know why there is that what creates these groups, but it is an interesting thing that everybody from the Corolla world, they love Feeney.
Yeah.
But then it seems like more people with this, they skew towards the sportsy stuff. I don't know why. I guess that's because I'm from a sports,
I think everyone on there who had a problem with Feeney, they had the problem with Feeney because they felt he was cutting out your knees and taking you out all the time, like interrupting you when you were trying to make a point. I think that their hatred for Feeney stems from their love for you, Dave.
Yeah, they were protecting you.
Well, Feeney, there's no question about it. He's a creep. I feel the Ed's pain. He's a creep, but you can't argue with the bits. The bits were second to none. I mean, the greatest stuff I've ever heard is the Ed's real life. Like finding that baby that day. I mean, that to me, the greatest moment of anything I've ever done in broadcasting was the night that the day that the Ed found the baby. To me, that was spellbinding. I mean, to listen to that real-life drama play out, a man's life changed forever. I mean, really, I don't think it's going too far to say that I wouldn't be surprised if at some point Hollywood picks that up and makes a movie out of that. I mean, imagine
I hope so.
a man of the Ed's advanced age, somebody hands him a baby in the park. Next thing you know, he's raising that baby as his own. It's an amazing. It was, and along the way, I mean, feeding it the powdered sugar donuts and Mountain Dew, but together they learn what each other needs to get by in this hard-boiled world. It's a great story, and that night in particular was so visceral. In the next 2 weeks, remember those people in Pittsburgh, they'd get on the phone and they were outraged. They would call up and they were like,
people kept saying, "Oh, take the baby to the hospital." I'm like, the baby ain't sick. Why would I take a baby that ain't sick to a hospital? That made no sense at all.
And the lady asked you to take care of it, but people were calling me up even when you weren't around, and they were saying like, listen, you got to call child services. And I said, and tell them what? I don't know where the Ed lives. He calls us. I don't know how to get in touch with him. He calls us. So that was where. But I mean, to me, just objectively, I just thought it was fascinating to listen to. But besides that stuff, and I think Feeney's scripted pages are hard to beat, right? So anyway, we'll get the whole gang back together. We're gonna do like I keep saying, just like the Brady Bunch used to do. They went back and they did the Brady wedding and they did the Brady Christmas and whatever. We'll do some Days of Thunder noise in the near future.
Well, I hope
and in the meantime, we'll talk about football and such on this NFL.com one, and then so people who prefer the sports one will be satiated that way.
Yeah.
So that's it. What else do you want out of me?
What more can we ask? You're doing it all, Dave.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm trying yes.
But if you get a chance, just post on the message boards once a month or something. It's like Christmas morning whenever the kids see a post from the Dave. They get very excited.
Yeah, when they see number 99 posting, they get so happy.
No,
shut up, Ed.
What do you want me to say? I'll say whatever you tell me to say.
Say
hi.
Say hey, kids.
Hey, say buy a Czech Republic T-shirt. Do you get a cut of that, Dave? Do you get a cut of that Backpage Press Czech Republic T-shirt?
No, but that's a nice shirt, though, right?
Yeah, I bought one.
Did you? I love it. The Ed, did you get one?
No, I got enough toilet paper around my house.
The Ed.
Well, I hear that your medical condition has not changed your sunny personality one iota.
Yeah, but I feel so alone.
You feel
what? I'm supposed to be on the world top, and then get out of here, old man. Like number 19 talks trash to me now, talking about shut up, old man. You're stupid.
You did say that.
And you're like a ceiling fan that don't even work, and
Yeah, I often compare
tells me it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, but why? I'm curious. And listen, like I think I've made clear, I'm a huge fan of you. But what is it that makes you think that you should be on top of the world right now? Why are you under the impression that that's where you belong?
Why are you so entitled, Ed?
Well, because I've always been. I remember one time when I was number 1 in the world, and they was like, "Oh yeah, it's going to happen, and yeah, here's the money and here's the check," and then I was there. Now, I still get my checks and stuff, but now they're like, "Oh, you got blood clot in your leg," and then.
Who's they? Who's they exactly? They give you the checks. They.
The people. Hey, man, listen, I got a bone to pick with your friend Jimmy Kimmel's too, man. Why he on this UNLV special talking about he lived in Vegas all these years when his butt only lived here like a year and a half? He talking about, if he was in Vegas here that time, it was a good time. He didn't live in Vegas in the 90s. Why he lying?
He did so. In fact, I'll tell you, to me, here's his credential here's what I think makes him a legit UNLV fan. He's never even watched the movie Hoosiers because he so hates the Indiana Hoosiers for defeating downtown Freddie Banks and company in the, the 87 Final Four.
Oh, yeah, that was Steve Alford and my boys, so, but listen, I'm going to tell you something about that movie Hoosiers that a lot of people don't know about. And it kind of busts the bubble of the movie. You know how they say, oh, little Milan goes and wins it. Oh, against all odds. Jimmy Chitwood. But do you know the year before, that same team was in the Final Four of the Indiana State Finals?
I did know that, yeah. That was not some upstart team. Yeah, that's right. It
wasn't like they just came out of the blue like somebody from Pittsburgh playing a deaf school and losing. No. Wasn't nothing like that at all.
No, you're right. That's exactly right. And the Ed, what do you think about this labor strife in the NFL?
They'll get it worked out. They'll play the season, man. They're silly. I don't ever worry about no strikes.
I kind of agree right now. But what about if you had, but the draft is coming up, what do you say if you were your pick? Cam Newton or Blaine Gabbert? Or Ryan Mallett? Or Jake Locker?
I'll take Jake Locker out of those four.
Jake Locker, so 6 years from now, 10 years from now, we'll look back and we'll say the best QB out of that class was Jake Locker, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because Cam Newton, he won't be nothing. And you see, it's so funny now how the NCAA is trying to cover their tracks and blame Auburn for all this other little stuff to take their title from them and make it seem like, Scam Newton didn't do nothing. And anytime a parent has a preacher as a daddy and is an athlete,
that's a red flag.
That's a super deluxe red flag right there, man. That guy funded 5 churches with his money.
But is that right?
Dave, remember the Ed used to love the Brady Quinn as well. Remember, he said the Steelers should have drafted Quinn.
No, but see, listen, here's the thing, too, like I've always told you. It's about the situation that you go into, and the Cleveland Browns were stupid and got scared. They panicked, and they traded Braylon Edwards and Kellen Winslow and said, oh, we're going to put our bags in a hat of some kid, Derek Anderson, which was stupid. They got close to the playoffs that year. What they should have done is pulled back, let the Brady Quinn play. They had a soft schedule coming. They would have won. But teams panic. These guys, they think every team's got to know that you're not going to win. And the best team, like the Dave was talking about in this basketball tournament, NCAA, like I've always told you, these are tournaments, one and done, just like the Super Bowl. The best team doesn't always win in the NFL. Very rarely does the best team in the NFL win the Super Bowl. It's whatever team gets hot at that current time, and it's only one slip-up. NBA, you're usually going to get the right champion because it's best out of 7. Major League Baseball, you're usually going to get it because it's best out of 7. But any other one and done.
The NFL is a little different than basketball, but I'll say this. First of all, as a side note, isn't it strange, you mentioned that minister thing, is it me or has the standard been lowered for being a man of the cloth? I always thought it was hard to do, but it seems like it's pretty easy to be a minister these days, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every athlete playing now has somebody in their family who's a minister.
Yeah. That's like a rite of passage. You got to have a minister in your family to make sure that you can, whatever you do bad, you can get away with.
And isn't it interesting, too, what the Ed just mentioned, that Auburn and UConn, there's a pretty good chance that both of them will have to vacate their national titles.
Yeah, and you know what, here's what I always think stupid, too, and I always think that then they always go, well, these guys are great coaches and stuff. Well, yeah, they cheat to get to the great coaches, like John Calipari. I'll tell you this about Calipari. You'll know this in June or July. I'm giving you a scoop that you'll be reporting on. But Calipari is going to get suspended by the NCAA for 2 years, and Kentucky is going to have to forfeit their games.
Is that right?
Well, yeah, he will not be able to coach for 2 years.
They're finally catching up to him,
first. He's going to be the first of these coaches because they're going to start making these coaches liable for the bad things that they do.
Well, that would be interesting. And also, by the way, the Ed, you say right situation. I'll tell you, we mentioned Steve Alford, who he's your pal, Patrick Knight's, essentially his older brother, Steve Alford. And I always used to say that about Steve Alford. If Steve Kerr could have a 10-year or whatever career as a significant member of those Chicago Bulls teams and, played elsewhere too, how, Steve Alford just got in the wrong situation. You mean to tell me Steve Alford couldn't have done that if he'd gotten in the right situation? Of course he could, right?
Just like these quarterbacks, if you get drafted, just say right now, if this year Dan Marino was coming out as a quarterback from the University of Pittsburgh, and just so happened in the third round he got picked up by the Colts. Well, do you think Dan Marino's going to be starting next year like he did his first year in Miami? Nope.
But that team,
or he goes to New England.
Or the other thing, we fell onto the perfect situation, which was a team that was Super Bowl ready except for a quarterback. That's what that Dolphins team was. If you put Dan Marino suddenly and he had to go and play on the the Carolina Panthers with no offensive line or anything, you think he would have come out of the gate so well? Of course not.
That's why these guys got to take that money and run, man.
Yep. So you hear
Or
Dell.
they got to say everybody's a free agent and they get to pick where they want to go. That's what I want to see. That scrap the draft, let the teams negotiate with the players, and they go to where they want to go.
That would be terrible. Why would that be? That'd be an awful. Everybody would want if there'd be no teams north of Kansas.
No, there wouldn't. Because what do you mean? So you telling me all the top 10 quarterbacks are all going to go play for the Steelers? No, because there's only one spot. They got to spread out.
I don't know. I like the idea of. I think it would be great. I think sports would be so compelling if you would have, like the olden days in college football, for instance, nobody left their state to play. Everybody played, that college football was great because you were representing your region. Truly, you were representing your region. Imagine if you did that. What if you had to play, if you couldn't leave your state or you couldn't leave whatever, a 250-mile radius to play or something?
And that's what my whole plan is today. That's my plan. Listen.
Last week on the Ed Show, the Ed had this very plan, and he spelled it all out.
And listen, if you want to transfer to another state and play football or play baseball or basketball, you got to sit out a year and make residency there.
It'd be great. I don't know that I think it'd be, imagine that. Wouldn't that be a fun thing? You know how we have, or how about this? In addition to so all right, fine. So we already have these leagues, and it's going to be hard to make this a reality. But just as every 4 years we have the Olympics, and the European soccer leagues all come together for the Premier League or for the whatever it's called, the Champions League or whatever. Why can't we have our 50-state championship? We should figure out every year, every 4 years or whatever, what state has the best
Number 19. Tell him who's been saying this forever. Tell him who's been saying this forever.
Yeah, the Ed's actually been saying this, Dave. So look at you and the Ed thinking alike.
That's exactly right.
I've got it written down on scrapbook paper.
On scrapbook paper, that's all right.
Well, listen, we got a lot of things we got to make happen. The Ed, you and me, we got to make child support happen. That's a show ahead of its time. And I know, like I've talked about that show, Moment of Truth, where they hook people up to a lie detector test and they would tell terrible things about themselves to their family members. Yeah, I stole $178,000 from you, Dad. That kind of thing. If you could make that show, how can't you make a show called Child Support? Of course, that's a great idea.
That's what I'm saying, because this child support is going to help these kids get their money that they unjustly deserve.
Something like that. That's the perfect pitch. That's what they want. You'd be great in that. That's what they like in Hollywood. You got to go into these rooms with these development executives, and you got to dazzle them. Can you imagine the Ed going into one of these rooms? And I mean,
I got a brand new baseball cap. I wear right up in there.
Oh, which baseball cap, the Ed? Which team?
Lamar University. I got all my Lamar stuff. Just brand new stuff. Under Armour just sent me 10 outfits of Lamar clothes that they just made for the Lamar basketball team.
How about that, Lamar?
And I got shoes, too, to match it.
Hey Dave, I'm
going to put rhinestones all over it and make it glitter. I'm going to look like Ray Allen's mama. I'm going to look like Ray Allen's mama in the goddamn crowd when she's watching Celtics games.
Bedazzle it up. Hey, Dave, I was going to buy a pirate hat the other day, and then I decided not to because can you buy a pirate hat and wear it? Because does that mean you're supporting the kids on the field, or does that almost like you're condoning what the management has done to the team over the past 19 years.
It's an interesting question. I've gone this way. I sort of cheat by doing this. Now, I found a couple of years ago. I found I found a hat that is the 1948, the Pirates wore it in 48 and 49, and I wear that. And it's black and it's just a white P on it. It's not the one that you know from the Pirates, you know, the usual that one that we've seen our whole life. But it's a different looking one. But it's a Pirates hat, so I'm supporting the Pirates. And in other words, I'm supporting Pittsburgh, but I'm not supporting the current edition. The pillbox hat might be it if you get away with that. You know, if you feel like you can get away with the flat box, because then you're saying, here's what I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating the glorious past. Otherwise, get a gold one. You know, they still make the gold ones with the black brims that Clemente and Pop Starja wore. No shame in that. You know, that's a good one.
Not a bad idea.
Then you're saying, yes, I celebrate a better time, a time when it wasn't shameful to root for the Pirates. I support the proud history that has been sullied by the Nutting family.
Now, you know Bill Matlock lives out here. I told you that I know him. Now, what if he lets me wear his old jockstrap from the Pirates days? Does that make me like a Superman?
Why would he let you wear his old jockstrap?
I can't imagine that Bill Madlock's jockstrap would work very well on the Ed anyway.
Too loose.
Small.
That's exactly what I'm saying, yes.
All right. I'm sorry, the Ed.
Yeah. Listen, the Ed's confronting a lot of stuff right now. But it sounds like it's an up and down world. The yin and yang of life is all, you know, confronting the Ed all at one time, you know.
That's right.
And and shots in the belly all in the same week.
It's been rough.
I got shots in my stomach, man. If you could see it right now, you'd say, Jesus Christ, looks like you got 8 shots in your belly.
Well, I don't think anyone wants to look at your belly yet. But
no, indeed.
I'll post it on Facebook. I don't care.
Yeah, do that. Post it on the Facebook. All right, Dave. Well, Dave, thanks so much. I feel bad we're keeping you so long. I'm sure you need it.
It's always a pleasure. And all right, listen, the Ed, a pleasure at long last to catch up with you. Thanks for finally picking up the telephone.
You know my phone number, and you never call. Nothing.
You never pick up a phone. I don't know who you think you are that you can't pick up a telephone when someone calls you. I mean, it's the hi-hat of all hi-hats. But anyway, that's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. And I say let's move forward hand in hand. And same goes for you, hockey kids. Larry and Dallas.
Telephone books for Hollywood crooks. That's what I say.
What's that?
Telephone books for Hollywood crooks. That's what I say.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know either, but I'm still trying to figure out how the simpleton got a stapler up the back end. All right, listen, fellas.
All right, Dave.
A pleasure as always.
Let us know when you do the NFL podcast. I'm sure you'll make some announcement on the Twitters and whatnot, and we'll promote the hell out of it.
And better yet, I'll put it on Dameshek.com too.
Ah, there it is.
There you go. And don't forget about WDVE Friday morning.
Oh yeah, Friday.
Oh yeah, Friday morning. I'm not sure exactly what time, but yeah, I'll be doing my first one. And so as long as the Penguins are around, apparently that's how long I'll be around on DVE, kibitzing with those fellas in the morning. So.
And I saw you did something with Trib Live yesterday. Trib Live, Ken Laird.
Yeah, I like that. I like those guys. I like my main man Mac and Ken Laird. Yeah, those guys from ESPN in Pittsburgh. Yeah, now they're doing that. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Larry, did you have something else?
Sportscaster shows no more. Those guys are bums.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have to do that. But Larry, do you have something else for the day?
I was just going to say, hey, tell Randy Bauman he's no Dick Banks. That's all I was going to say. That's all.
It's a weird comparison in life that those two. Who?
Yeah, he's always.
That'd be a weird thing. Oh, hello. Yeah, like, all right, Dave. Well, we'll talk to you next week for after games 3 and 4 of the Stanley Cup playoffs against the Lightning. Oh, well, wait, one more thing, Randy. You're no Dick Banks. All right, goodbye. I hang up the phone.
That should be your sign-off from now on. Remember,
that would be hilarious.
No Dick Banks.
That would be hilarious if you did that.
All right, I'll try to work it in.
All right.
Did you know that Dick Banks' wife is going to have a baby? And I told him, man, it's not mine. I already told him.
Oh, you didn't clear it out?
It was nice of you, because otherwise he would have spent 9 months wondering. So,
yeah. All right, fellas, listen. Let's go Pens. Hope they win it. I won't know the result for another 5 hours or so. So try not to text me or tweet or anything else.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Dave. Thanks, buddy.
All right, be well.
Thanks, Dave.
There he goes, the great Dave Dameshek. And go to dameshek.com and NFL.com. He's going to have a podcast soon. So how about that, The Ed? Your old buddy Dave, and he stayed extra.
That guy's a crook, man.
He stayed extra just to talk to you. You know? How about that?
Yeah, I'll talk to him probably next February.
Maybe. But I'm sure you and the Dave will get back together, and you'll have a grand old time.
Yeah, he lies, man. The guy lies. Oh, yeah, he's such a nice guy. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get you a bowling ball, and I'm going to get you plane tickets to Hawaii. We're going to have family vacation. Nothing.
Well, Larry, we might as well finish out the full show since there's only 20 minutes left, right? You don't mind, do you?
I guess.
Yeah.
What do we got?
We're going to do other things with the Dave, but we always plan to talk about the Dave stuff, with the Dave, and then the conversation always just wanders. But we were going to have the Dave rule on certain things that Larry and I have disputes about. And one of them I know is close to the Ed's heart. The Ed, can you believe that Larry doesn't like Chick-fil-A?
He's stupid.
Take that, Larry. Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
I'm not stupid.
Chick-fil-A
why
is
does
the
that
best
make me
chicken
stupid?
sandwich that you can get inside of America's borders, even past Mexico. You can't do no better than that, man. That chicken is so chickeny. I mean, it's like real chicken.
Yeah, but I don't like chicken.
And
I don't like waffle fries.
Chicken?
I don't know. It has a weird texture to it. It's just...
Got a fry. I'm not endorsing those stupid fries they got. No, I'm not endorsing that.
They're kind of interesting,
listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you give me McDonald's French fries and a Chick-fil-A sandwich, the girl will be pregnant.
Ed, let me ask you this though. What do you think of the new Wendy's fries? Those natural cut fries with the sea salt on them?
That's stupid sea salt. Where the hell do you get sea salt?
Well, they're more natural. It's more natural.
Yeah, it's better for you, the sea salt, Leah.
They're delicious.
You know what? Everything. That's why I'm gonna die, because all the good stuff tastes bad.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm really gonna do it.
Yeah, everyone's gonna do it eventually. Yeah.
And then you guys are gonna be like, he's gone.
Not if I'm dead first.
But
don't be doing no. Listen, when I die, don't do no special reminiscing show about me. Oh, the fun times that we had, and the best of the Ed, and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, don't worry.
Do that stuff.
Okay.
I don't
we won't do it.
Yeah. I wasn't even considering it.
All right. I don't want it.
But yeah, give the people. You talked about it a little bit with the Dave, but just reassure the people that your legs are okay now. Like the medicine's working. The blood.
I don't know it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know.
Well, it's okay, right?
I've got on an Under Armour compression sock right now.
Oh, okay. Where the Under Armour compression sock? Yeah.
Yep, I got Under Armour. They're gonna kill me or deal me.
Kill you or
so
do
we'll see what happens. Then I went to work today.
Where'd you work?
I work at my job. I was there 32
what do you
minutes
do?
today.
I don't even know you have a job. What's your job?
You got to be kidding.
No, Larry, do you know what the Ed does for a living?
Sperm bank?
Huh.
Man, I work in the office.
How long have you worked at the office?
Yeah.
Huh?
How long have you worked at an office? This is the first I'm hearing about it. We talk to you every week. You've never mentioned working in an office.
I've been there off and on for 3 years.
I
think that would have come up at some point.
Well, I do a weekly show with you, plus you call this show every week, and I talk to you like 2 or 3 times a day anyway, because you're always just calling me. And you never mention that you work in an office.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, this is all news to me. Hey, Ed, I got another question for you. I saw
I made 50 copies
Irv.
today, and I made 50 copies in less than 3 or 4 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's real good.
Your hand must be tired.
But hey, Ed, I saw security guy Irv posted a photo of you today. You and him at the golf course. Now you can't really. I mean, it's kind of a picture of you from the side and everything. But what do you think of that now that you're out in the public eye? That people like kind of get a glimpse of what you look like. How do you feel about that? Did you authorize?
Right now, I'm not gonna say that's me.
Oh, okay.
Because I've never seen me from the back.
Oh, well, that's true.
Oh.
You never have seen yourself from the back, so yeah.
So that Herb, though, is going to get a punch in the mouth when I see him. And I'm not even scared of him no more. Well, I've never been scared of him.
No
But
more,
I'm
yeah, wait a
saying-
minute. You're burying the lead. You were scared of Irv at one point. Just say it.
No, I was never scared of that fag.
Oh, the end, please. We don't like this name.
And then I seen pictures of him and Cookie on there. Cookie looks stale.
Oh, the end.
I'm saying,
That's not right.
I know.
That's not
look like she done got crumbled. Listen, what I'm saying is when he sees me, he's going to see me from the front and not from the back, and he's going to have a golf club to the front of his mouth.
Just like Elin Woods and Tiger Woods. It's going to be one of those.
What if he touches you in your blood clot?
Yeah.
Well, I got to wait at least 9 months because the doctor says this medicine I can't get in no scraps, and I can't bleed for 9 months. Well, you know what? Don't matter. I ain't going to bleed if I fight him. I'll fight him now.
Can't bleed for 9 months.
I'm looking at the picture right now, Ed. I think he'll take you.
He's fat. What's the shape I'm in?
He's younger than you. He's bigger than you.
He ain't bigger than me.
He's got guns galore on that guy. He's a big dude.
He ain't fatter than me. He eats like 4 hamburgers more than I do.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
Hey, guess what they got out here? Me and the Rayhound, we went to Five Guys Burger and Fries the other day.
Well, you were telling us that they put one in right across from your house, right? Because Larry loves Five Guys.
That one's not open. We had to go to the one over by Rayhound's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you've had it, Ed?
In Las Vegas.
Oh, so you've had Five Guys before. You a big fan?
Yeah, we used to go to St. George to Dr. J's house, me and Franklin. Dr. J lives in St. George, Utah. We'd go up there once in a while and see him, and we'd stop over there at Five Guys.
It sounds weird that you and Franklin are hanging out at Dr. J's house eating Five Guys burgers. That sounds a little far-fetched.
Well, no, we didn't eat the burgers at his house. We stopped by his house, say hello, and we go, hey, man, we're about to go to Five Guys. We'll see you in a while. He'd be like, all right, man, I can't go in there, man.
Huh. Look at that. Well, that's something. So what else is going on in your life, Ed, besides, the medical problems and the upcoming fight with Irv? What else are you doing? You still shopping for McFarlane guys? You still doing that regularly?
Well, here's what I want to do.
All right.
I want to bring back the Super Deluxe baby fights with all new fighters.
Ooh.
Including no more baby?
A little too old. Oh, the baby's too old now. He's 5. He's almost 6.
Looks like the baby's getting the Bret Hart treatment.
Uh-oh.
You're going to job him out of the way.
He may be like a coach, and we may have like Baby Tough Enough or Ultimate Baby Fighter.
No, that would be a good show, Baby Tough Enough. I would watch that.
I would buy that DVD.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I want to find me 10 of the toughest babies around, ages 3 to 5. And I want these kids to just beat the hell out of each other, and a grand prize of $250.
Well, then it's all worthwhile.
That's big money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Those kids never seen that type of money before.
Oh, they haven't.
Hey, the Ed, Stanley Cup playoffs start tonight. You excited?
Who's in the finals?
Well, I never gave my picks.
Oh, no. Yeah, who's in it? Let's get my picks, and I'll tell you. Give me the playoff matchups. I'll tell you which team wins each playoff matchup, and then who ultimately wins
Okay.
the NHL finals.
Larry, would you like to give him the matchups?
Sure. Well, Pittsburgh versus Tampa Bay. What do you think of that? What do you think of that, Ed?
What seeds is he? Tell me the seed number.
Pittsburgh's a 4 and Tampa's a 5.
Cosby ain't playing, is he?
No.
No, he's not playing.
I'll still take Pittsburgh win that one.
I agree with you. I think Pittsburgh.
Is he going to come back at any time during the playoffs?
They say he probably won't come back until at least Game 5.
Oh, so he'll be around for the second round then?
Possibly. But they're saying no earlier than Game 5. That's what I heard. So,
okay. How about your number 1 seed Washington Capitals against number 8 New York Rangers?
I take Capitals.
Yeah, I'll take the Capitals as well.
Number 2, Philadelphia Flyers versus number 7, Buffalo Sabres.
Take the Flyers.
I'll take the Sabres at 7. I think they're going to surprise some people.
Yeah, you're wrong about that. And then what about number 3, Boston, playing number 6, Montreal?
I'm going to go with Boston.
Yeah, I like Boston as well. No more than 5 games, I'd say. So look at that, Ed. We agree on everything except, well, you picked the Flyers and I picked the Sabres, I guess. All right.
Wow. Nothing like picking the favorites. How about the Vancouver Canucks with the 1 seed playing the number 8 Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks?
Now, the Blackhawks should be number 1 seed if they're the last champs, shouldn't
They just got into the playoffs on the last day because Dallas couldn't beat Minnesota. That's the only reason they made the playoffs this year.
Well, I'll take the Canucks.
Yeah, you know what? I'm picking Chicago in the upset because it's all matchups make fights, and I think Chicago is a bad matchup for Vancouver, and Vancouver's going to miss Manny Malhotra, and Chicago still has Seabrook and Keith that they can put on the Sedin twins and shut them down, I just think Chicago is going to surprise them. Now, Chicago is going to go out in the second round, whoever they play, and I would have picked any other team to beat Chicago in the first round, but I just think Chicago versus Vancouver, it's a bad matchup for Vancouver. All right.
There you go. How about number 2, San Jose Sharks, number 7, LA Kings?
I'm take San Jose.
I take San Jose as well.
I take...
Because, see, San Jose's defensive man, he can come around the right corner and do a flip, and then the other guy can hit it, and then Jose Suleiman says, it's like number 1.
I like when the Ed breaks down the hockey. And I think this is going to be a short series, 4 or 5 games.
I just don't trust Joe Thornton. Any team Joe Thornton's on?
I know, Larry, but wait till you hear what I say a little bit later. You're going to be...
I guarantee you San Jose series will go no more than 7 games.
Oh, very good, Ed. I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay, how about the 3rd seed Red Wings playing the 6th seed Phoenix Coyotes?
I was taking the Red Wings, man.
Yes, you know, this one's sneaky because it should be the Red Wings, obviously, but Zetterberg's hurt, and I don't know if he's going to be playing much. And even Nicholas Cronwall, I think he's going to be back, but you never know. So this could be an upset, but I'm going to go with the Wings because the Wings are the better team. But you never know. This could be an upset here. Keep an eye on it.
And the last matchup in the first round.
Frank's Red Hot is buying the Red Wings, and they are going to be called the Red Hot Wings next year.
Ah. Pretty good.
I see. How about the Anaheim Ducks with the 4 seed playing Nashville Predators with the 5 seed?
I'm taking the To Catch a Predators.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I heard Keith Jones pick the Predators to win the Stanley Cup, which is ludicrous.
What?
I'm going to pick the Ducks because I just really like the Ducks' top end talent, and I think they get by the Predators.
I like Barry Trotz.
Yeah, Boris Badenoff.
Okay. All right, so based on the Ed's predictions in the first round, the second round would go Washington with the 1 seed taking on the Penguins with the 4 seed.
I'm taking Washington.
Again, if Crosby's not there, I take Washington.
Okay, how about Philly and Boston, 2 and 3 seeds?
I'm taking Boston.
He's taking Boston. All right. Okay, then how about Boston and Washington?
I'm taking Boston.
Ah, see that? Look at that. The Ed and I both have Boston in the West Conference as the West Conference representative.
He's got Boston in the Stanley Cup Finals. Okay, so then in the West there, Ed, Vancouver with the 1 seed, they would take on the 5th seed Nashville Predators.
I'm taking Predators.
He's taking the Predators over the Canucks. Everybody loves the Canucks this year, Mike Dell.
Yeah, I don't.
And then how about 2 seed San Jose against 3 seed Detroit?
I'm going San Jose.
Okay, so then that leaves us Nashville and San Jose in the Western Conference.
I'm going San Jose against Boston in the final.
Well, how about this? I actually agree with that. I am also picking Boston and San Jose. Yeah, I know.
I told you hockey. Listen, hockey's so easy to predict.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone knows I don't like the Joe Thornton or the Patrick Marleau and all that, but I really think San Jose is a different team this year, and I like they got 3 deep lines, and
but see, my
pick
was before your pick. See, it's funny
I know it
how
looks like I'm just copying you, but I've had San Jose and Boston. I've had San Jose and Boston for days.
You know, I know what I'm talking about when it like so powerful.
So who do you got? Who do you got winning the Stanley Cup? You had San Jose or Boston?
Go with Boston.
I'll go with San Jose.
You're just trying to be difficult.
Look at you guys.
That's right. I can't go with the Ed now, so yeah. I'll take the Sharks, and you'll take the Bruins. I just think this year everyone always gets upset because the Sharks, they always choke in the playoffs. They choke. No one's even talked about them once this year. No one is expecting them to do anything, and I think this is the year they step up and win it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but Boston, this will be their only title because the Red Sox ain't doing nothing and the Celtics ain't doing nothing, so they might as well just get the Bruins and stop crying.
Yeah. Hey, how about that, the Boston Red Sox? What are they, 2-9 or something?
They're not going to the playoffs. They're not going to the World Series. It's over.
Yeah, it's getting a little silly now, 2-9. Holy hell. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, ridiculous.
That's what happens when you don't win, you lose.
It's exactly right, the Ed. Thanks for saying that. Now the Ed, we still got the 30-team fantasy baseball league going. That's going strong. Of course, Larry quit because he's scared, but we got that going on. But the Ed, we never did get that League of Leagues set up. Remember we were going to do that like Ultimate League for all the sports?
Yeah, it was probably going to be too difficult, and these guys quit like in the World Gambling Championships. The defending champion is that kid Go Braves. He's already quit after 2 weeks of losing that he sucks. He can't even defend his title like a man. He's over with, man. He's banned.
That's
he's
not
banned
a champion.
for 3. He's banned from the next 3 Ed World Gambling Championships, and so is Face Ventura, because he just, after 1 week, the dude quit and didn't make his pick. So he's out for 3. He can't come back till number 15. He's missing 12, 13, and 14, him and Go Braves.
Those are not
They're
good.
done.
No, you can't be doing that stuff. But
and
how about this,
Amazing's been banned. Nonsense that he posts. You know, these guys, man, they think they can just say whatever they want, like there ain't no contradictions. Well, you know what? I'm here to tell you that when I say what I'm saying it, and that's how I'm saying what's going to be said.
I couldn't have said it any better. But the Ed, I think in June we're going to start. I want to start another fantasy league. Are you ready for this one, the Ed? I think we've talked about this before, maybe. WNBA. That's right, WNBA.
Yeah, we're going to do WNBA fantasy league. Yeah,
we're going to do
that one.
What? We're doing it. The Ed and I are going to do a WNBA fantasy league. It's going to be great.
All right.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Like actually having a reason to care about the WNBA.
No.
I think it's going to be our best fantasy league ever. So
right.
if you kids want to, Larry, you want in on the WNBA?
No, I do not.
Really?
Is that going to be a 30-teamer, or how many teams in the
Yeah, I don't know. How many teams do they have in the WNBA?
I don't know. 8, I don't even know how many teams. We don't have like probably a 6 or 8 team fantasy league. My team's called the Pussies.
All right, very good.
The Pussies, all right.
And so yeah, the WNBA
called Ed's Lesbians.
Very good. Maybe we'll see something.
No, you know what they're going to be called? They're going to be called the Lesbians.
12 teams. 12 teams.
Oh, so we can have a 12-team league.
We can't have a 12-team. We got to only have 6 teams in WNBA, man.
No, come on, 12-team league.
We're not going to use every single man or woman that plays in that league.
Well, that makes it entertaining. All right, but we can't do a 6-team league. That's kind of silly.
8-team league, 8 teams.
All right, 8 teams.
I'm in here.
Watch WNBA.
Well, I've never watched it either.
Well, you watching it this year?
Yeah, this year it's going to be exciting. That's right. They do have next. And don't you forget it.
Ed, can you name the 12 cities that the WNBA has a team in?
All right, Los Angeles.
That's correct.
Do you know their nickname?
San Antonio.
Okay,
Los Angeles Sparks.
Oh.
Chicago Sky.
That's 3.
Right?
I don't know.
New York Liberty.
4. You don't even have to get the team name. You can just get the city.
Oh, okay. San Antonio, they got a team?
Yeah, they got a team. That's 5.
I thought he said that twice. San Antonio.
Yeah, I only got 4.
Yeah, he's only got 4.
Minnesota Lynx.
Ooh.
Yeah, Minnesota. That is correct.
Wow. At that. Hey, the Ed, what about Houston? I think Houston has a team, right?
The Houston Comets are defunct. They're no longer.
Oh, look at you! No
Houston team.
Wow.
No Houston team.
Yeah, how about
they're
that?
Gone. They're gone, man.
How about
Phoenix? Phoenix got a team, I think.
Yeah, Phoenix does.
Yeah, Phoenix has a team. That's 6. That's half.
Oh, what about Seattle? What about Sue Bird? Doesn't she play in Seattle or something?
Seattle has a team.
Yeah.
That's 7.
What about, does Indianapolis still got a team, or are they done, Indiana?
It just says Indiana. It doesn't say Indianapolis.
Well, that's in Indianapolis, though.
That counts. That's 8.
Still got a team. That's the Indiana Fever. That's them right there. That's 8 teams. Connecticut.
Connecticut, yes.
Really, Connecticut has a team.
Connecticut
yeah, they play at the big casino out there, Foxwood Casino.
Wow.
Is there a team in Atlanta? Yeah, Atlanta's got a team now.
Atlanta, that's 10.
The Ed knows the WNBA.
Let me see.
The other two
Detroit's got one. Detroit's got a team.
Detroit is incorrect, the Ed.
Oh, they're gone now. Detroit's gone. All right, let me see.
He's looking it up.
No, I'm not. I'm laying down on the floor.
Yeah, no Denver. Denver's not that team in Denver.
Well, we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
So, all right, you
I
did
don't
good.
know the other one.
Yeah, you did very good.
You are the
10
other 2 teams.
It's tremendous.
Chicago. Did we say Chicago?
I said Chicago Sky, yeah.
Yeah, he said Chicago.
Yeah, I said them.
Okay, then did you say Washington?
No. Well, we said
Seattle.
Washington, D.C., you mean?
Oh, yeah. Washington, D.C. has a team. Really? I didn't know that.
Then Tulsa.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tulsa?
Tulsa has a team. That's right.
That's ridiculous.
I'm sure the Oklahoma kid loves it.
Yeah, how about that? Tulsa.
Yeah.
That guy's a
WNBA Fantasy League is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So put your bids in now to buy your franchise for the WNBA.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right, Ed. We should make people pay fees to get into the league. Like you got to buy a franchise. Yeah.
You got to buy a franchise. $50 a team.
$50. $50 gets you in the game.
Well, thanks to Ed for calling the show. We got to thank our buddy Dave Dameshek for calling the show. What's he doing? I guess NFL.com. It's over there.
I should be finishing the football. Ed Super Deluxe Pro Football Lockout League should be ending here pretty soon. I'm in week 15.
So are you going to send me a trophy for Earl Campbell winning the rushing title? Is that going to come my way?
I don't know if he'll win it or not. He's up there though. Him and Watt going back and forth, man.
Yeah. Earl's taking it.
Speaking of which, when are the Eddies coming out? I'm still waiting for my Eddie.
Oh yeah, what about that, Ed? You owe a lot of people Eddie. They got canceled. All right.
No Eddies.
All right, Ed. Well, you doing your show tomorrow night, Ed? You doing your show tomorrow night, 10:30?
I don't know.
All right. Well, maybe it'll be there, maybe it won't. And once again, check out Dave Dameshek on NFL.com. You can Google him up or Dameshek.com. And I guess that's it, Larry, right?
That's it. All right. Thanks, Ed.
All right. I'll talk bad about you tomorrow.
All right.
All right, thanks. There goes the Ed. All right, Mike Dell, we're plumb out of show. 2 hours went pretty quick tonight, and so we'll be back, next Wednesday, I guess, 9 o'clock. John Hamm.
Pat Picarelli.
And John Hamm, both of them.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think, I don't want to talk out of line here, but rumor has it that, somebody caught Pat Picarelli and John Hamm taking a shower together. That's all I'm saying, Mike Dell.
That is not true.
I don't know. Okay. We'll ask him about it then. So tune in for that next Wednesday night. We'll be back to our regular 9 o'clock start time. So look forward to that, I guess. But that's it for now. Thanks to the Dave, and like Del said, go to NFL.com, check out Dave's work over there, and go to Dameshek.com, join the message board, and take part in the fun because it seems like Dave's going to maybe start poking around there again, so you can interact with the Dave. So that's something. And I guess that's it, Mike Dell. We'll be back next Wednesday, 9 o'clock. Until then, pass the gin. Governor. And Blog Talk's locked.
Oh, no.
Do you mean pants as in trousers, or pants as in really fast sports cars?
Pants on the ground, looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Could you use pants in a sentence?
Please try on this pair of pants.
Well, that's not help at all. Okay?
It's Mike Dell's Pants.
Thank you very much.